Good afternoon, everybody. Back doing another live Facebook video. It's 4 o'clock on Friday, May 1st. Been a little over 6 weeks since I started doing these videos. Hopefully everybody's having a good time following along. Today we're going to be doing the 8-pointed star, this little guy here. And then next week, on Monday, we will be doing the canary, this little guy here. And then Wednesday, we'll be doing the little miniature owls. And then on Friday, we've got the little leapfrog, this little guy here. And then the week after that, I will have some new designs ready to go as well. Okay. I'm going to set that aside for myself. Alright. So, first things first, as usual, I've got my double-sided paper. I'm going to choose the pattern side down. So, I'm going to have that down. And we're going to make a bird base. So, the first thing we're going to do is fold it in half into a triangle. And again, always making sure your corners are matched up. Nice tight corners. And then folding them out and pressing down really nice and tight on those creases. Once you've done that, we're going to take it and we're going to unfold it and we're going to turn it and we're going to go the opposite direction. And again, with the corners lined nice and tight. And then we're going to unfold it and we should have a cross, right? Once we've done that, we're going to actually fold it in half into a small triangle. And it'll give us a nice tight circle here, tight creases here, and we should be able to fold this down with no problem. So once you do that, we're going to fold it down, line up, and make sure this doesn't come out. So you want to hold it all together. And just fold this down here, match up all the corners, and you're going to end up with a little square, just like that. And again, nice tight creases. And you should have a square here. And then we're going to fold this one, and we're going to do the same thing. So it should stand up on its own. And we're going to stick our finger in here, and we're going to open up this mouth, and just ever so gently make sure that this isn't folded in there, crinkled anywhere. And we're just going to line this corner up, make sure all the corners line up, and then push it down. And we have our 2 squares. Alright, so once we've got that, and I just did this just to make sure I have a nice tight crease, especially because I'm doing it in the air. When you're working on it, try to use the table, but when I use the table, it moves the camera. Unfortunately, the camera is attached to the table, so it gets a little bit wiggly. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is make sure the open end is facing towards yourself. And we're going to fold this corner in to the center line and on an angle facing so that the angle points down to the open mouth. So just like that, all the way down. Make sure it's all lined up, and then a nice tight crease. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Again, nice tight creases. The tighter the crease, the better, because that makes it stay all formed, and it won't unform or unfold. Alright, so once you got that, we're going to flip it over. We're going to do the same thing. So, open end, fold this one into the center. So it should end up being the same direction as the first one, right? Otherwise, it'll end up like this, and that wouldn't look right. So we're going to do the other side. Alright, so there we go. We've got our little kite shape. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold along this just here so that it folds down. And then you can unfold it. We just do that so we have a crease. And we're going to unfold these. And we're going to open the mouth and make it really wide. And then we're going to fold along the lines that we already have. So this line here, we're going to fold it down. And this line here. And this line here, they should all fold as you pull So this one you have to, because it's folded in a different direction, you have to tell it you want it to fold. But this one's already folded, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So you see here it's kind of stuck, doesn't want to give. Just give it a little bit of a push, and it'll uncrinkle that corner. And then same thing here, fold it all along the line that we already made, and it should be nice and easy to open. And then once we've done that, we're going to flip it over, and then we're going to do the same thing. So we have a line here. I'm just going to fold it down this way, just to give a nice crease, and then unfold. Unfold these, and then we're going to open the mouth really wide again. So this is folding in on itself. This one wants to fold the other direction, so that's where you have to remember to fold away. So you just kind of fold it and make it go in on itself instead of away from itself. And then you should have just like that. So because I did that all in the air, I'm just going to do this just to make sure that my creases are nice and tight. And once you have this, you should have 2 legs and 2 big flaps. We're going to take the big flap and we're going to pull it down. We're going to flip it over, and we're going to pull the other flap down. So you should end up with this and 4 points. Alright? So, the weird part about this one is actually this little triangle here. We actually have to tuck it inside of itself. So this is a little bit fun. It's difficult if you haven't done it before. So I'm going to try and walk you through it. So the easiest way to do it is gently unfold this a little bit. And it'll want to unfold everything, but don't let it. And all I'm doing is pressing along here, but I'm holding this closed here. And I don't want to fold it everywhere. And the first few times you do this fold, it's really hard. We're going to fold it in on itself. And it's hard to see on the camera. So all I'm doing is folding along this corner here. And this edge here. And this edge here. And it'll try to unfold itself. But just keep making sure that it doesn't unfold. So you see that there. And then we're going to fold this one here. Now it's kind of a square. And this is where we have to fold it in on itself. So we just kind of hold everything. It's not going to cooperate. This. And this want to come up like that. So there you go. So all I did was I hold this and I kind of pushed it into itself all the way in. So this will fold into itself. And sometimes it doesn't fold properly, so you just kind of have to stick your finger in there and push that tip all the way down. And it's really, really, really awkward to do. And the first few times you do it, it's really hard. And you should end up having it like this. Alright, so once you have this, and if you have to watch that part again to do it, I will try again without taking it too far apart. But the good thing about it is afterwards you can always go to the video on YouTube and you can follow along. So at this spot, we've got all these ones nice and tight. We've got our 4 points facing down. Carefully just take this and push it into itself. So again, hold corner. If you hold this, it'll automatically want to fold in half, and that's good. You want it to do that. It'll fold here as well, and then you just have to follow the folds. And then it'll fold in on itself on this side. So just like that. Alright, so again, we've got this. We've got our sunken little top here, and we should have 4 points. 1, 2, 3, and 4. What we're going to do is we're going to take this, and we're going to fold it all the way up as far as it'll let us go without pulling. So you can see where the center is. So we're going to fold it all the way up. So it'll be a little bit higher than the top of this piece. And we're going to do that. And then we're going to do the opposite side. And then we're going to fold this over on itself. And we're going to flip it over. And we're going to fold over on this side as well. So the reason I do that is so I have a nice flat surface again, because we have to fold this one up and flip it over, and we're going to fold this one up as well. So you should have 4 little pieces sticking up over the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. So it kind of looks like a funny little crown. And once we've done that, we're going to take these edges and we're going to fold it on an angle. So we're going to take the one and we're going to fold it all the way so that it lines up to this corner. So I'm just going to fold it so you can see. So this one, we're going to try and go as close to this edge as possible. Sometimes it doesn't line up, but that's okay. So we're going to fold from this corner up. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Just like that. And we're going to flip it over, and we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Just like that. There you go. So once you've done those 4, we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to flip this over, and it'll bring us a nice fat side. We're going to flip this one into itself, so it's folded over, and then we have a new side. And we're going to do the same thing, just like we did on the other. There we go. And flip it over. Alright, so you should have a funny looking little, kind of a spin top almost. So once we have this, what we're going to do is take the 2 on the inside, and we're going to pull it open gently, so it just kind of opens up like this, and it should flip so that this is on the inside. So you just kind of have to flip it so that it turns up inside out like this. Now you can stop at this point if you want. If you want to use it as like a flat item, you can glue it against things. If you want to use it on like a gift card or something, you can put it there. On this design, it's actually kind of raised, and so I'm going to show you the rest of it so you can actually do the rest of it if you want. And this is a little fun. By fun I mean it's difficult. It's not actually difficult, it's just frustrating when you're learning. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this flat side, and what we're going to do is pull this corner or this edge towards the center, but not all the way. So all you want to do is gently, just a little bit, kind of pull. And you see where it's kind of wanting to fold, right? Don't pull too far or it'll rip. So I pulled it a little bit too hard, and you can see that I ripped it already, right there. So what you're going to do is pull this just a little bit, and then follow along the crease. So you're going to make your own kind of an angle crease. And I'm just going to do the first bit here, and you want to just push a little bit. You don't want to push too hard because, like I said, you'll rip. And because I already had a tear, it will tear automatically on its own. And you just kind of push it a little bit, and you can see that it's kind of folded. So I'm going to try that again without ripping it, and if it rips, it happens. You can do it. On this one, I ripped it completely. I wasn't paying attention. So you can do it, and if you want, you can actually rip it so that it's folded really nice and crisp, and then it'll actually sit even more up in the air. But you don't want to do that because that'll rip it. So again, just doing this, nice and gentle. Don't go too hard. And it's not very far. It's maybe a half a finger width. And then just carefully make, and if you do it at the same time, it shouldn't rip. So you're actually kind of folding everything in on itself, and it's not a very tight fold. This is the only time you don't want to really crisp a crease, so it's just a little one, so you can see that, right? I'll show you that. So I did a little bit of a crease, but I didn't do a full crease. And as I'm pulling this, these corners want to come in. Let them so that this page doesn't rip, right? If you let them come in, you can fold this down a little better, and then it will stay. If you want, you can actually fold it all the way on itself, and it'll make a really nice tight crease, and that won't rip the center. So we're going to do that on all 4 of these little places, and I'm going to let the corners come in towards each other because I want a nice tight crease. And I'm just going to fold it and then push. Right, just like that. And then I'll do that last one here. And again, always just take your time. Don't get frustrated if it rips or it's not doing it the same way. I've done this a couple times where when I was learning it, and I ripped it really badly and different stuff like that. So, you know, it's a learning thing. So anytime you're learning, it's gonna, you know, you make mistakes, and then you just try it again. So there you go. Nice little star, and it's cool. You can put a little string through one of the tips and hang it. If you make really small ones, you can make them and put them on earring hoops and make little earrings. So all sorts of different things that you can do with these. So that's the star, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching.